everyone, I'm Aria. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. So today I am building a family home for my current Sims. I don't really do gameplay very often, just because I get bored. I much prefer building. So the family that I'm attempting to play, I'm trying to do a legacy challenge, but it's not really a legacy in terms of the traditional challenge. It's more of a challenge for me just to see if I can get past kind of Gen 2 or 3. So yeah, wish me luck with that. So the exterior of this build literally took me about 6 hours. I wasn't happy with it. I couldn't do it, and I don't know what it was. It just wasn't working for me. So I kind of get the basic shell, and then I go off camera and then spend probably another 6 hours or so doing the interior. Unfortunately, I then got carried away and didn't realize that it wasn't recording, so I've then done the exterior paints and different features and the landscaping. So sorry, that's not going to be included in this speed build, but I think it looks really nice. I think it turns out really well. I'm really happy with it. This is definitely one of my more comfortable areas, I suppose. I'd much prefer building these types of houses. As you can see, I have now completed the whole of the exterior of the build. So we go into the kitchen. I also done the bathrooms. Those I don't know, I get bored of bathrooms, and there's 3 in this house, so I have already completed those. I tried to incorporate more colour in this build. I usually just go for whites and soft woods and then an accent colour, but with this I kind of took inspiration from some of the rugs that we have in game and tried to pull some of the colours and make different things different colours than I normally would. So I don't very often use these counters as much as everyone else seems to love them. I do like the blue ones, but I usually use the grey ones. So I tried using this, and I really like this like backsplash, I think it's called. I thought the colours were really nice in that, and I take some of the blue and the orange and yellows and kind of use them throughout the whole of the downstairs. I think I add some reds as well. So I really enjoyed building this kitchen. I like all of the different accessories and things that you can add, and I turned that little corner there into like a I guess like a book area. There's like cooking books and some other bits and pieces that I really like, and I put a shelf underneath this window with some different bits on it. So those countertops to the left are left free, so your Sims can cook. It's fully play tested, so everything works. So yeah, there's some little books and a little flower pot, vase, not pot. I really like those. They look really delicate and pretty. I did think about using this fire extinguisher, but I didn't really have anywhere to put it, so I just left it out, and I put some postcards on this corkboard with the calendar. So the family that I'm playing in this house, I started out with a Sim named Avery, and I put her through university with the intention of her becoming an astronaut at the end, so she did a physics degree. And I think in comparison to the previous games where we've had the university expansion, this one for me is probably the hardest in terms of gameplay. It literally took me forever to get her through uni. I think I started out with 3 units per term, and I ended up having to cut down to 2, which I think is fine. But it took her entire young adult lifespan, and then some of her adult lifespan, and then for the last kind of 2 terms I did actually have to cheat because I was getting a bit tired of her being in uni and not progressing anywhere. So I don't think I'll be playing that again. As much as I like the idea of it and it's very kind of wholesome gameplay for me, it took too long, and I don't know, I just didn't enjoy it as much as I have done in previous games. So she did meet her husband in uni, which I thought was quite cute. I hadn't had any intention of her actually meeting anyone until later, but I have MC Command Center installed in my game, so I've changed the settings so that they have more free will, and yeah, they kind of just decided between themselves that that was what's going to happen. So I just ran with it. I just let them do what they liked. So now we are moving on to the entryway. This table I really clutter up, but I think it looks nice. I really enjoyed the kind of the busyness of this house. There's a lot going on in here. There's a lot of stuff, which, you know, is my usual style. If you've watched any of my previous videos, I'm sure you've probably gathered that by now. So she actually fell pregnant whilst she was in university. Again, that was all down to NT Command Center. That wasn't how I planned things to go. But you know, it worked out okay. She did actually have to skip her graduation for her baby shower, which, you know, I had no control over either, but that's fine. And she eventually went on to have a little girl, which I'm very happy about because that's how I decorated this house. I've actually put 3 bedrooms in this house. One of them is I guess it's a nursery, but it's got a toddler bed in it. And then the 3rd bedroom it's more for a teen, I think, but there's some toys and things in there, so it does kind of, it is okay for a child, but it's more of like a pre-teens kind of room, which is fine, you know, because she will eventually grow up and will need that room. So I've put some university pictures on the wall here, and then I think I put a bookcase in this corner. I really like these radiators that came with, I think they came with vampires. I wanted to put more of them throughout the build, but I only end up using this one, I think. I tried using that shelf, but it didn't really fit. It was too big and I didn't like any of the colours, so I moved this over and put a plant there. I did want to put some things on the bookshelf, but this, again, I built this me downloading the OMSP shelf, so I unfortunately couldn't get anything to fit right, so there's nothing on there. I like this rug, but I changed the swatch to this stripy one, and then flip it round, so I thought it tied in all of the different colours. And then on this wall I put like I used these photo frames, the digital ones, and then create like a little I don't know, like a little display with those, and then put some sized up ones on this wall, which I think I do the same on the wall above it as well, slightly different layout. And then down here I put some boxes from Eco Lifestyle, I think it's called. I wanted it to look like, you know, they'd only just moved in, they'd mostly done their house, but they still had a couple of boxes left to unpack, which I like them. I like all the different stickers on them. I think they look really cool. So the room up in the top corner is more like an office. I do change the wall paint in there to more of like a green. Some of the rooms I've tried to, like I said, I tried to kind of incorporate lots of different colors, but some of the rooms are more heavily one color than others. Like the 2nd bedroom that I do for the daughter, hers is mostly pink and purple, whereas the office to the left now is, I think it's green. I really like these, are they cabinets or tables that came with the laundry stuff pack. I like that they're matching and that they clip together really easily. So this lounge area, to try and get the design right, it took me forever. I couldn't figure out which way I wanted it. I did have a window originally behind the TV, but I don't like having TVs in front of windows, so I had to delete that. This I couldn't get to fit on the table, so I ended up putting this little stool on top of it, and I think it gives it a nice little feature. I don't know, it might look a bit weird to some people, but I thought it was interesting. So this unit, I put a remote and I think it's like a gaming thing on there, and then I put some books on the shelf underneath there, and then just some plants and things around the room. I did want to put some pictures and things on the wall, but I think I put a couple of movie posters and it feels a little bit empty, but I think if I'd put any more than just the two up there, it would have been too much because of the plant that I use to the left. And then on the opposite wall to the TV, I put a shelf that I think also came with Eco Lifestyle. I clip it up into the wall. I move it up and clip it into the wall because it kind of looked like it should be a hanging shelf with the wires on it. This table, I put a lot of books on it, and then a little a lamp and like a little clutter thing. This box, it's got some candles and a plant and some books in, which I think is really nice. She's a bookworm, I think I've put her as. So she really likes reading. She's got loads of books, mostly from university, that she kind of collected. I add quite a lot of debug items to the interior, like these little cleaning things. I think that's like a breath freshening spray. Most of the plants are debugged too. It does work out quite expensive, unfortunately, but you know, like I said, I wasn't playing this as a proper legacy challenge. It was more of a challenge for me just to see if I could play for more than 2 generations. So this is the shelf I was talking about with the metal at the bottom. I kind of felt like it should be hung, like clipped into the wall. So I do move it up, and I think it looks really nice. I don't know whether it fits this build, but I couldn't find anything else that I liked, so I end up just going with that one. So now into the office, I do change this wall paint to like a green. I have cut out a couple of different bits from this room, mainly because this build in total took me over 15 hours. It's probably the largest and longest build that I've done. I'm really proud of it though, and I really enjoy the kind of large family element that it has to it. So yeah, as you can see, there's some extra furniture in here that wasn't before. So I just kind of clutter up the desk. It's usable. There is a laptop on there, and then I add some more books and some like file boxes and things to the top of this bookshelf, and a rug in here. I really liked this carpet. The idea that I had was that this house was in my Sim's husband's family, and he inherited it and has decided to move them in to this house to expand on their family, and it definitely beats the dorm that they were living in before. So yeah, I thought this was really nice for them. I tried using this photo frame. I think it's a graduation photo frame, but it wouldn't sit where I wanted it to, and I don't know, maybe with the new shelf I've downloaded, maybe it will work better, but instead I just add a clock and some different ornaments and a plant and I think an egg. In the screenshot at the end, you'll probably see it actually glows. I'm not really sure why it does that. I've never done any of the collections, so I'm not sure what the outcome is if you collect all of them, but yeah, it glows, which I thought was very interesting. So in this corner I add a little shelf, the one we got from Cats and Dogs, and then just put a couple more decorations up. Here I'm just getting the placement right for all of the different objects that I put up there before I change my mind on all of the swatches again. I do that a lot. I need to make more confident decisions, I think. Before we move on to the desk, so I'd add a lamp, some plants, and a couple of those little dog statues, which I really like. There's some of the different swatches that I'm not too keen on. I think they kind of look the same and they look a bit strange, but I really like the two that I've picked. I tried putting the books up there, but without the shelf it just wasn't working, so I don't include them. I think I swapped them out for a little plant, and then I put some boxes down either side. I think they came with Get to Work, might have been Strangerville, I'm not sure. The kind of filing boxes, I really like those, and then I do this with the little book display items. I do that a lot. I did that in my last video actually. Yeah, these boxes, yeah, and these ones here, I like them. I think they look interesting. So I try and put this plant here, but it, again, no shelf. Didn't work, so I put it up here instead. And I think that's it with downstairs. So then we move upstairs. So then I put these pictures here, like down below, and then move into the daughter's bedroom. So like I said, this one is very, very pink and purple. I used this sign to create like a headboard and then put some shelves over the top of it. I couldn't quite get the placement of them right, but you know, eventually they do work. I like these banners with the rainbows on. I think they're pretty. And then add some of these hanging towels to the bathrooms, and then just add lots and lots of decorations to this bedroom. So I'd like to add these kind of like you would on a headboard, but they kept on clipping to the wall, so I had to delete the wall to place them. And then lots and lots of more decorations up on this shelf here. So there is quite a lot going on in this room. So I had to tweak some of the furniture in this room after I'd finished filming, because there's quite a lot of furniture in this room for the size, and I was a bit worried that you couldn't access the wardrobe and couldn't get around the bed to the desk I eventually put in this corner. So I put a chair in front of the wardrobe, but you can still access the wardrobe. Your Sims can still go and change their clothes and everything, and they can walk around the bed and get to the little desk that I put there. I tried out some of these, like the stickers, but I don't think they really suited this room, to be honest. I thought maybe if I had decorated it as a more of like a gaming room instead of like a girly kind of pink room, I will definitely use them for a room like that. But this one, I didn't actually know what the baby was going to be before I did this, so I was just really lucky, I think, that she ended up having a girl. And this is kind of the direction that I wanted to go with eventually anyway, so yeah, I was very lucky. So as you can see, it's more of like a preteens kind of room. It's not particularly for a child, but it's, I think, a little bit too young for a teen. I don't know, I think this was kind of how my room looked when I was like 14, 15. So I think it's okay. It still had some elements from my childhood, but it was a little bit more grown up. So yeah, this chair, I do move it forward just a bit. As you can see, I then just swapped it. And then we move into the nursery. Now if you saw my previous building, then you will recognize that wardrobe. I really like the visual element that it gives to a room. It makes it more realistic. Well, even though it's not functional. The mirror is functional, but not as a wardrobe. So I end up changing this room out a little bit near the end, and I put a like a dresser where the teddy bear is, and I've seen it in other videos before. I think Simlici's videos, where she changes the top of the dresser, puts an ottoman there and makes it look like a changing table. So I've done that. I tried with a different type of dresser, like one of the ones that's meant to be for a kid, the little white one, but it didn't work very well, so I end up going with I think it's one from Cats and Dogs, maybe. It's kind of like an older styled shabby chic kind of dresser, and I really like it. So now we move into Avery's room. I liked these, again with the built-in cupboards. I really need to change up my style, I think, but this is what I like the most. So I just changed those cupboards around so that you can't see the handles on the front, and then add these lights in to the side. When I was growing up, my parents had a built-in system very much like this. And then I put this sticker decal on the wall from Dine Out, which I think looks really nice, very typical. This I didn't even realise was even in the game. It's a storage chest that came with Discover University. I'd never seen it until I built this, so I don't think it will work as a storage container, but it definitely looks nice as a TV unit. And I really struggled with what rug to put here, and I end up going with a base game one that I've never even thought about using before. It's the most expensive one in the catalogue, but I think it looks nice. It's probably why this house is so expensive. And then I just, again, clutter everything up. So I forgot to mention earlier that this house will cost 119,110 simoleons. It's built on a 30 by 20 lot in Willow Creek. So like I said, it is quite expensive, but you know, the idea for this, it was literally just for my gameplay, and I thought I'd just share it with you. So here we are back into the nursery. I add a couple more bits to the parents' room, and then add some things from the debug menu into different rooms in the house, like these little blocks. And then I add some plants and different things to the parents' bedroom. I didn't want to overload this room too much, so I think I just leave that plant there and then put some things on the dresser. I don't put too much on here. I think I just put a book display thing and a couple of pieces that were from her family inventory that she'd collected throughout her time at uni. So yeah, I put this little book there. I don't usually use this this book storage thing with the elephants on, because it kind of looks a little bit too blocky to me in comparison to the others. So now we go back into the nursery, and I change the design of the room around a little bit. I pulled the little nappy and the bottle out from the debug menu, and then try and turn this into a changing table. So this is the dresser I mentioned that I tried to use, and it didn't work, and I didn't like the look of it. So I end up going with this one, which I think it suits it a lot more. There's a little bit more space to add some decorations. which I really enjoy. And then after I finish this, I go on to furnish the hallway area. Now this one probably has the least amount of colour in the whole build. I was, like I said, 15 hours deep into this build and I was getting a bit bored. I just wanted to play. So there isn't very much going on out here. There's just a nice picture on this wall. I don't really use these photos very much from Tiny Living Pack, but I really liked the one that I picked. I thought it was pretty, it was nice. So then I add a mirror to this wall, some lights, and then clutter up the table. I don't really add too much to this table. I think it's just like a candle and a picture. And then this one I put some towels, some folded clothes, and this basket, and I use the Christmas decoration box. I haven't tested that, so I'm not sure if it will function up on a shelf, but you can easily just take it down to decorate. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this build. So I hope you have enjoyed me rambling for half an hour. If you do like this video, then please give it a thumbs up and check out some of my other videos. Yeah, leave any comments or suggestions, let me know what you think, and I will speak to you all next time. Bye everyone!